Hello friends, we start with our next topic. The next topic under the initial condition is the analysis of RL circuits. So we will see, in my previous video we have already seen about the analysis of RC circuit. Now we go for the RL circuit. So if you find these videos are helpful to you, please subscribe it, like it, comment it and share with your friends, because once you subscribe it will be more easy for you to go through my all previous videos. Okay, so we start with the analysis of RL circuits. So next is our RL circuit, and this RL circuit involves with no excitation. As I mentioned previously, first we have seen the analysis of RC circuit. Now we are analyzing the condition of RL circuit with no excitation. So under this condition, again I am considering, let some resistance R and there is some inductor L is connected in series form, and this is your R, this is your L, and let some voltage VL and say this is some current I which is flowing here. Okay, so if I write a KVL equation here, this I is moving in this fashion. So if you talk about the voltage here, this voltage will be -2 plus, you can write it as here VR. So if you find a KVL equation here, you can say that L di by dt, the voltage appearing across the inductor, plus of R into I, that is equal to 0. This is our equation first. Okay, so this is our equation first. Now if I analyze this equation, you can say that di upon dt is equal to minus of R by L into I, or you can say it is di by I, that is equal to minus of R by L into dt. Okay, now again, as we have done in our previous session in case of RC circuit, the integration, same I am applying here. Now with a specific condition that in my previous video I have already mentioned about, that capacitors carry initial voltage, which we call it as V0, inductor carry initial current which we call as I0, or you can write it as capital I0. Okay, so in this case of inductor, it carry an initial current. So very important thing, it exists some initial current and you call it as I0. That means initially that capacitor carries some current. If you reanalyze this diagram, it can be also mentioned in this form. This is your resistance R, this is L, and this current, this inductor carries some initial current, and when this switch is closed at t equal to 0, this the condition of the circuit will be something different. So from here we are mainly interested in finding out the behavior of a current in an inductor. In case of capacitor, we will try to find out the behavior of a voltage. In inductor, we will try to find out the behavior of a current. Okay, so this is all about the condition for an inductor. So similarly, like capacitor, if we will go for its integration, I will say let this initial value is I0 and it goes to a final value of IT. So this is from 0 to t. Okay, so from here if you integrate this, it is I0 to IT under di by I, and that is equal to 0 to t minus R by LT. If you integrate this, this comes to be, here I am solving it, comes to be ln of I with limit as I0 to IT, and that is equal to minus of R by L t, which is 0 to t. So I am solving it directly, that comes to be ln of IT upon I0 that is equal to minus R by LT, or from here you can say that the value of IT is basically I naught into e to the power minus R upon LT. So this is the solution of current IT across the inductor, and yes, this unit is in amperes. It is in amperes. So from here now we will analyze that in case of capacitor we have seen that the voltage is an exponential decaying function. Similarly, the current across the inductor is an exponential decaying function. Okay. Of IT I mentioned here as capital I naught e to the power minus R by L T. If I rearrange this equation, that comes to be T L by R. Yes, I can write it here as I naught e to the power minus T upon tau. So this is the value of your IT. Here tau is known as L by R. This term is referred as time constant. This term is referred as time constant. Okay, so here the tau is what? Basically L by R. So there we have seen the value of tau is R. See here the value of tau is L by R. Very important. This is the time constant of a RL circuit when no excitation is applied. Okay, so this is one important term. Now if you again see the graph of, as we have seen in case of capacitor, if this is your function IT with respect to t, you can say that this is the nature of the graph. It is similarly like capacitor, that is I naught. If this is the current I naught, so this is a decaying exponential and you call it as e to the power minus t by tau, or you can say that it is I naught e to the power minus t by tau is a decaying exponential in this manner. So again with the same concept, the definition of time constant, if this value falls from this value to 0.368 of I naught, the corresponding value of tau is known as time constant of the circuit, and this is the value. Okay, so I am not going much in detail for this. I have already explained in case of capacitors. So here you can easily understand how we have calculated the value of time constant. So whatever the concept is applicable in case of capacitor in terms of its graphical analysis, the same is applicable here. Why? The term is same. So from here, yes, we understand that after some time, that is at t equal to 0, the capacitor starts discharging. Okay, as I told you in my earlier video, inductor consists the concept of inductor basically consists of conversion of magnetic energy. In case of capacitor we have seen it is an electrical energy, but in case of inductor it is in magnetic energy. So you can say that the inductor stores energy in the form of magnetic energy, and during the switching of the circuit, as per the condition of switch, the energy transformation will take place. So again, inductor will not dissipate the energy, rather it stores energy in the form of magnetic energy, and it delivers to the element depending upon the condition of the switch. Okay, so it means from this value, when it starts decaying, that means the inductor, the initial energy which is present across the inductor is now delivering to this resistance accordingly, and this is the graph of that curve. Okay, so this is all about the behavior of the current across the inductor at time t equal to 0 and so on. Okay, so this is all about the inductor. So with this, the same constant apply for its time constant value. If you see that graph, if this is I naught, this is your function I by I naught, that basically is minus t by tau. This is your t, say some instant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. It is in this manner. So this is for tau equal to 0.5, this is for tau equal to 1, this is for tau equal to 2. So again, from this graph it is very clear that the response of the curve, it means as the time constant is less, the response of the curve is faster, or you can say the curve will decay faster. And as the time constant is increasing, the curve will decay after much time. Okay, it means that response is not fast. Okay, so from here we see that when the value of tau is 0.5, this curve will decay faster. It means the response is faster. But as the time constant increases, your response is not faster, because it takes much time to get to its steady state condition. Again, that word is coming, known as steady state. Okay, so in case of capacitor we have talked about steady state in terms of voltage. In case of inductor we will talk about steady state in terms of current. Okay, so this is all about the analysis of RL circuit. Now in both condition, if I talk about capacitor, we have seen the time constant as RC, and in case of inductor we have seen the time constant is L by R. Okay. So these are the two time constant. It is for RC circuit and this is for RL circuit. Now why we are much talking about the time constant? Because we will see there are problems which used to come in GATE where there is a much importance of time constant, and you have to understand how the time constant is solved, and finally you can get the answer in your problems. So here this resistance is basically known as equivalent resistance in both cases. Now very important thing, just keep in mind, this R is basically the equivalent resistance of the circuit. Okay, if in a network a capacitor is connected along with number of resistor element, similarly in a circuit if inductor is connected along with number of resistive element, so basically to solve that problem and to get the value of current or voltage depending upon the situation, you have to find the value of R equivalent. So finally this R equivalent in both the case is referred as Thevenin's equivalent. Okay, so from here we understand that while solving the problem, and if you have to find the value of time constant, you have to basically find the Thevenin equivalent for that particular capacitor or inductor. So now your question is where this Thevenin equivalents will find. So since we are finding time constant for this particular capacitor and for this particular inductor, we always used to find our equivalent resistance across this capacitor and inductor in a circuit. See, don't confuse with anything. Once we start with the problem, everything will be very clear and you will feel very comfortable to solve such type of problems in your initial condition. But for the time being, just try to understand this R equivalent is basically your Thevenin equivalent, and it is always found in case of RC circuit across the capacitor, in case of RL circuit across the inductor. How we will find that, we will see. The concept of Thevenin equivalent is the same which we have already learned. That is, if dependent source is there, you know the condition, and if independent sources are there, you know the condition. So that we will see later in the problem sessions also. Okay. Now in initial condition, there are little bit of concept which we have to understand. There are three important type of functions. You know about it, or you have studied in your signal and system analysis. Del T, that is known as your impulse function. This is your unit step function, and this is your ramp function. So now why we are discussing about these functions? Because you will see there is an application of these function in your initial conditions. So first of all we will go through the basics of this function, and during our problem solving sessions I will more explain you about this signals and how it is applicable while solving different type of problems. Okay, so let us start with our first impulsive function. This delta is known as impulse function. If I draw, so it is 0 at t less than 0, undefined at t equal to 0, and 0 at t greater than 0. Very important function. This is known as impulse function del t, and it is represented in this form. Now from this figure you already seen that this is at t equal to 0, this is your positive value, this is your negative value of time. So del t function is everywhere 0 except at t equal to 0 it is having some value, but that value is not defined here. So you can say that at t equal to 0 the value of del t is undefined. Very important function, and it has a lot of applications in electronics as well as in electrical subjects. Okay, basically the value of del t at t equal to 0 is undefined, or you can say it is a discontinuous function. Okay, it is a discontinuous function. So basically from here you can say that at t equal to 0, and we are talking about t equal to 0, the meaning of not defined or undefined means the function is not realizable also. Okay, in your signals you will more understand about this del t, that why the function is not realizable. This is a concept which is used in electronic circuits just to understand the behavior of different type of frequencies. Okay, that you will see in your frequency analysis, but for the time being just keep in mind this del t is a function whose value is 0 everywhere except at t equal to 0, and that value is basically undefined in nature. Okay, so this is all about the del t. Now I'll go with the next function. So from here again one important thing which we will try to understand, that for positive value of time the unit step function exists. This is ut. Okay, this is your ut. So from here one thing which is clear, that for positive value of time ut exists, but when you talk about the negative value of time, that is this axis, no value will be existing. So this is all about the unit step function. Now from here one thing which is very clear, that once you go for the positive value of time, that is the actual condition of a time, the unit step functions play a very important role. Why? Because this value goes positive. Okay, and this behavior is similar like a DC voltage applied across the circuit, and that's why unit step function is widely used. So just understand the behavior, we will see how it is applicable. Similarly we talk about the ramp function. Similarly, we will talk about the ramp function RT. This is your ramp function. It is represented in this form. This is your ramp function. This is your RT. This is your T. So RT is basically given by T for t greater than 0 and 0 for t less than 0. So this is the basic definition of a ramp function. Okay, So this is a basic definition of function Rd. It is t for t greater or equal to 0 and 0 for t lesser or equal to 0. So you can say if you go at negative time axis, it is 0 here, but if you talk about the positive time axis, it behaves like this. So this is about the ramp function. Okay, so we have seen delta function, unit step function and ramp function, but for the time being I am mainly discuss about the unit step function. If I talk about the unit step function ut, so this is your function. Okay, if this is say 1, so this is your ut and this is your time axis t. Okay, now we will apply certain concepts of signals and system, which I think you know about it. I am taking some time instant ut minus t naught. Here again I am taking some time instant as u t plus of t naught. Okay, so ut minus of t naught, it means your entire function is shifted by a time instant, that is t naught. How you will find? If you compare this t minus t naught is equal to 0, so that t comes to be t naught. It represents that your this function is shifted by some time instant t naught. So now t naught, it means it is a positive time. So now your function is moving in this fashion and this is your t naught. Again your value will remain same. So this is ut minus of t naught. If you talk about t plus of t naught, so again if t plus t naught goes 0, so you can say that the value of t comes to be minus of t naught. That means your unit step function is shifted to some time instant at negative axis at minus of t naught, and now it is moving in this fashion with this value as 1. So this is known as basically time shift. This you have studied in your signal system. This is basically known as time shift. So you are shifting this function by some instant t naught at positive side, and you are shifting this function at some instant minus t naught at negative side. Okay, so this is basically time shift. And why this time shift is essential in initial condition and why we are discussing here, it is only because when you talk about the positive time, because in initial condition we will see as I have already mentioned, t equal to 0 negative, t equal to 0 positive, t equal to 0 and t equal to infinite. So this shows a negative time, this shows a positive time. It means here it is a shifting at negative time like this. T equal to 0 plus, it means shifting towards the positive time. T equal to 0, it means this instant, and t equal to infinite when we are talking about the final value or steady state value. Okay, so that's why we are talking about this time instant. Okay, so it means it shows a positive value for positive time interval, and this shows a negative value of this time instant for a negative interval. Okay, so this is just a simple you can say a representation of signals, and we will follow this concept in numerical problem. Here you have to just understand these concepts. Okay.